Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave, brought to you by the Man Cave Cinema. Today is episode 1, the first ever Brian's Man Cave. And what I'm going to be doing today, what I figure I'm going to be doing today is showing off some of my DeLorean collection. Now, the reason why I have a DeLorean collection is because it is an awesome car, first of all. Second of all, it was my favorite car when I was a kid. You know, we saw that Back to the Future, and it had a DeLorean, and what can I say? Everybody wanted to own one at that point. I didn't even know it was a real car when I was a kid. I thought they made it up for the movie. You know, you're a little kid, you don't really understand these things, and so when I found out that it was a real car, I was like, oh my god, I have to own one day. And so yeah, so I ended up actually I still own a DeLorean myself, which is a long story itself. However, not only do I have a real car, but I had to start collecting some of the stuff that came out, the toys, some of the Back to the Future memorabilia. And so I started doing that, and my wife actually helped out. Most of these were actually gifts from my wife, so I have to thank her for these. And so these were some of the first cars, the scale cars that came out, and they're actually pretty cool. They're actually quite detailed. They really look. They have all the same kind of things. I was even comparing it to the real DeLorean, and going, geez, they got that right, they got that right. It's amazing how much they got these things right. And there was a bunch of them that they actually created. Of course, this is the actual DeLorean itself. This is just the car, which is cool. But they also made this beauty over here. Sorry, a little dusty. I need to dust it. Anyways, this is the Back to the Future version. Pretty cool. It's got the Mr. Fusion right there. It's got this is obviously from Back to the Future Part 2. It's got the flux capacitor in there. You know, if you own a DeLorean, everybody wants to know if you have a flux capacitor. So it's got one in there. It's even got the, if I can do this properly, the wheels that flip up so it can fly. Is that cool? I just think it is. I don't know. A little dusty right now, but yeah, and so, I also have to use this little tiny, Q-tip piece just to keep the door propped open, because, you know, when you have a DeLorean, you're constantly opening the doors for people. So that just makes it look even cooler. Anyways, so that was just that. So we got these two here, but I also have a bunch of them. So at one point in time, there was a gold DeLorean that was created. I think it was like one of the last ones or something that became gold plated. It's in a museum. So they actually made a toy on it, which is pretty cool. I like the box, I like the artwork, I like everything about this, and I decided not to open it. I figured I already got these two, I opened them up, I played with them, I put them on display, that's why they're dusty. But this guy, I'm like, I'm keeping it in a box. So, you know, it looks pretty cool. The next one is also Back to the Future. So if you've seen Back to the Future 3, which I hope you all have, there was two variants of the time machine in that one, of the DeLorean itself. So let's start with this guy, because this is the first one you see. It's basically the same car. It's got the white wall tires. It's got the stuff on the front that the 1955 Doc had to kind of create. This is obviously supposed to be a microchip that he put together from parts of the 1950s that we don't have, or that they didn't have, that we have today. And yeah, it's pretty much the same idea as the Back to the Future 2 one. It's just got those cool white wall tires on there. Can't forget those. And then we got the train tracks. Yes, there was the epic scene at the end of the movie where they put the DeLorean right on the train tracks, and then they get a train to just come in there and push the sucker up to 88 miles per hour, and thinking fourth dimensionally, he won't fly over the cliff. So it was also an epic scene, and I'm surprised they made this one, because like, I didn't even know it existed. It was my wife that found it, and I was like, I opened it up and as a gift, and I'm like, oh, I already have this one, thinking, and then I realized, no, I don't. Look at that, train wheels. Cool. Yeah. So this is just another one of those things I picked that I ended up acquiring. So why am I showing this? Well, I guess the whole point of my my little episode here is to kind of show off some stuff for the man caves, because because I work with the man cave cinema, and we put out a lot of stuff that we articles and videos, podcasts, you name it. We try to put everything we can. We have a man cave section, so I figure why not show off some of what I do, what I have in my man cave, what I like. So I thought, let's start with the DeLorean, because it's one of my favorite things. And I hope to bring some more, like my friend the Atari, as you can see from my t-shirt. And, oh, don't forget Intellivision. But anyways, yes, so I do have one other thing I would like to show you. This kind of little book that I got one day. I saw it in a store and I was like, no way, a whole book on the DeLorean. And so I had to have it. I mean, it's full of great facts and stuff. Oh, it's quite expensive too, 42 bucks. You see, I didn't care. But there's one thing in here which I thought was pretty cool. If I could find the page, I'm just flipping through it right now. Yeah, there's a specs here for a 4-door DeLorean. I don't know if you can see that. A 4-door DeLorean. I mean, what the hell? Anyways, obviously it never happened. But just cool things like this. You gotta have this in your man cave. I mean, that is the DeLorean book to have. But anyways, back to my yakking anyway. I will be showing off a few other weird things. Like I do have a video game book. I do have Transformer stuff. Nifty things like this lying around. Now, the interesting about this is I bought this a long time ago. I can't use it on my car unless I go to a car show or something and plop it on there, because where I live in Ontario, you have to have a front plate and a back plate. So unfortunately, I can't use this. But, it looks cool in my man cave. So it's just another one of those things. It's DeLorean Motor Company. Gotta have it. But anyways, thanks for watching. I hope this first show was somewhat successful. I'm still tweaking, still modifying. I kind of working on the camera angle. You can see I'm kind of shifty here. But anyways, I'd like to show off some more stuff, and hope you subscribe, and catch you later. Bye-bye.